Ever wonder which GPU cooling situation is the best? What's better for your application? Stay tuned. Hey guys, Ryan with RG Tech here. Hey, I want to talk about GPU cooling and which kind of cases it applies to. So the three coolers I'm going to be testing today are the stock Nvidia reference 980 Ti cooler, the EVGA ACX 2.0 Plus cooler, mine's part 4995 with the mid plate and back plate, and then EVGA's Hydro cooler as well. The reference design is more of a blower design, pushes hot air out the back. Very basic. It's been used on a few different reiterations from the 780 all the way on up. It's quite a few years old, but it's still quite effective for pushing hot air out the back of the case. Next up would be the ACX 2.0 solution from EVGA. This has been a few different reiterations. This one I believe is one of the best. It cools GPUs down pretty good, I would say, including the power-hungry 980 Ti. And then followed up is going to be the Hydro unit from EVGA as well. This is basically an all-in-one liquid cooler that you can basically bolt right on to your 980 Ti if it's of reference design. Now, reference design is a little bit different, tweaked. I actually converted my 4995 over to a reference model by buying another cooler secondhand and then converting it over to a Hydro. My room conditions are 18 degrees Celsius, and then I ran Firestrike 3 times on each of the idle and load configurations and then took an average. So first up on the block is the Nvidia reference 980 Ti cooler. That idled at 27 degrees Celsius, 67 load, and then boosted up to 1304, and then when it hit the 66 C strap, it downclocked to 1291. I threw on 87 millivolts on, and then boosted to 1329, and then up to downgraded to 1316 while hitting 72 C. So 42 dB was the sound decibel level. This type of configuration is going to be good for some of the small form factor case, micro ATX, mini ITX, more of a silence build at idle. It was noticeably quieter solution. If you don't want to spend extra money for any exotic coolers and things like that, that's usually what I'd recommend that GPU cooler for that type of situation. So moving on to the EVGA ACX 2.0 cooler. That one idled at 23C, so 4 degrees cooler than the stock reference cooler. And then your load temp would be 53C, so that one would 14 degrees cooler, so definitely fall in line with the ACX 2.0 claims. So when boosted, it held it at the 1329 because it never reached the 66C strap. It actually hit 58 degrees Celsius on full load. The sound level, however, was a little bit loud at 46 dB, a little bit louder than the other one, not too bad. And then as far as the 87 millivolt added on, didn't do anything else. It actually added 1 degree on to the two. I mean, didn't really do anything. So in an open air configuration, you're not going to want to sandwich these ones together because they need that breathing room. It's going to dump a lot of the GPU hot air back into the case, so a more of a half style, more breathable case is recommended to let the GPUs breathe. Then the EVGA hybrid cooler idled at 22C, so the lowest of all the testing, and then loaded at 44C. Boosted 1329 just like the ACX 2.0 cooler, and it held it. The max decibel rating was 42 dB in my testing, so pretty quiet, pretty true to EVGA's claims as far as being very quiet cooler. As far as the plus 87 millivoltage addition, again, that didn't do much on the stock configuration. The hybrid cooler is going to be very useful in small form factor builds. Pretty much anything applies to it. It is going to be the quietest running GPU cooler in this lineup. You can pretty much put it anything, anywhere where you're going to have 120 millimeter fan spacing is going to work with that. Just be known it's a little bit larger and harder to maneuver inside of a case. So a little bit of a twist. I BIOS modded my GTX 980 Ti with a BIOS that I'm going to link down below. I got it from the overclock.net forum, the 980 Ti forum. It basically allowed me to enhance my power limiter up to 120%. And then 1.274 voltage. As far as testing, that one I got it up to 1504 stable at about 48C. So whereas the max was 47C on the normal BIOS, so I didn't really increase temperatures very much, and get a little bit more stable of an overclock, and I can run that all the time. So all in all, I hope this helped you, help me. It's going to stay on my test bench for a little while. I'm going to be exploring into some custom water cooling options. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see me move into a different case that better supports a full dual loop water cooling. I really like the idea of keeping the GPU and CPU separate, as I'm going to be testing new GPUs in the future. So let me know what you think. Future reviews is going to be the Creative H5 and G5 headset and amp DAC combo. That's coming soon. So tell me what you thought. Like, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff you always do. And I'll see you guys in the next one.